Welcome to the Common Man Football Show. My name is James Coburn, and today's episode, we're talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars versus Arizona Cardinals Week 12 matchup based on analytics. Each week, I collect all of the current 2017 NFL team data in order to analyze and project potential NFL performance. And since it's a weekly collection, there's always going to be some variation between different data points. However, there's always going to be little nuggets of truth that could become bigger nuggets of truth as the season continues. So stick around as I analyze each week's matchups based on analytics. And if you're new to the channel, all terms and definitions will be in the description. So starting out with this game between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Arizona Cardinals. When you look at the NFL stat basic comparison data, and basic comparison data, again, is how the offense is doing, how the defense is doing, and of course how the special teams is doing from a macro level. So this is how they've been performing over the course of this year. It's not about how they performed last year. It's about how they've been performing over the course of this entire year. So it's a very large sample size. I mean, we're really deep into the season at this point. So teams that are bad at something are probably not going to get better. But when you look at this data, most of the data favors the Jaguars. Not surprising. So let's get into some reasons why. First off, when you look at the offensive data, the Jaguars are favored in terms of turnover percentage, so they don't allow as many they don't turn the football over as much as the Cardinals have this year. On top of that, sack percentage or sack allowance. The Jaguars are better when it comes to that area as well, and offensive score percentage also favors the Jaguars. The Cardinals have not been that successful this year when it comes to not turning the football over, when it comes to not allowing sacks, and of course when it comes to actually putting points on the board, actually scoring. So Jaguars are favored in all those sort of areas. And then when we get to the defensive side of the football, this is where it just gets crazy. The Jaguars are by far the best defense in the NFL. They have a better defensive offensive score percentage. They have a better turnover ratio. They have a better sack percentage. And they have a better interception percentage. So the Jaguars defense is legit. It's gangster. It's whatever you want it to be. It's just really, really good. And you look at these two factors, the Jaguars are just killing them on offense. They're killing them on defense. And then when you get to special teams, it's not the best. I mean, when you look at punt return yardage, Jaguars, kick return yardage, Jaguars, defensive punt return yardage also goes to the Jaguars, defensive kick return yardage goes to the Cardinals, field goal percentage goes to the Jaguars, extra point percentage goes to the Cardinals, and then finally punting average goes to the Cardinals. So there's definitely some areas where the Cardinals are favored, but most of it is Jaguars still. And especially when it comes to things like field goal percentage, actually goes to the Jaguars. So overall, when you look at the macro data, so when you look at the forest of analytics, of data, when you look at all this information, the Jaguars are favored pretty much in every sort of area that you can imagine in terms of how it looks. So then when we get to some micro data, so looking at down and distance data, situational football, as Bill Belichick likes to call it. You look at the Cardinals offense versus Jaguars defense, and in this particular area, the Jaguars are favored on first, second, and third down. Then, of course, you get to the Jaguars offense versus Cardinals defense, and in this area, the Cardinals are favored on first, second, and third down. Then you get to rushing downs, Cardinals offense versus Jaguars defense. In this particular area, the Jaguars are favored on first, second, and third down. So the Jaguars defense should probably show up in this game in terms of preventing first downs with the run. And of course, we get to the Jaguars offense versus Cardinals defense, where the Cardinals are actually favored here. For whatever reason, the Jaguars rushing offense this has been the one area where the Jaguars have actually kind of regressed a bit as the year has gone on. So the rushing offense of the Jaguars has not kind of been consistent this entire year. It's been somewhat of an issue. But this is just something to kind of keep track of overall, is the rushing offense of the Jaguars has just not really been, maintaining things, being consistent, I guess. Then, of course, when you get to passing downs, this is the Cardinals offense versus Jaguars defense. And in this particular area, the Jaguars are favored on second and third down. Then, of course, you get to the Jaguars offense versus Cardinals defense, where the Jaguars are favored on 1st and 3rd down. Then you get to sack rate, Cardinals offense versus Jaguars defense. And I mean, just look at this. Look at this, guys. This is just insane. Crazy amount of sack rate on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down. I mean, the Jaguars have the best sack rate on 2nd down compared to every team in the NFL currently. And you look at the Cardinals, it's, oh my gosh, this is not going to end well. I mean, there's no other way around it. And then, of course, you get to the sack rate of the Jaguars offense versus the Cardinals defense. In this particular area, the Jaguars are favored on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down. Then we get to interception ratio, Cardinals offense versus Jaguars defense. Again, just look at it. Just look at it. Just look at it. Jaguars are just really good on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down when it comes to their interception ratio. And then finally, you get to the Jaguars offense versus Cardinals defense. And in this area, the Jaguars are favored on 1st and 3rd down. So for the most part, the Jaguars are pretty much favored on almost every sort of micro matchup you could think of when it comes to their overall data. So overall, my general feelings on this game, I think it's a Jaguars victory. I would be very, very surprised. Very, very surprised that the Cardinals won this game. I just do not think that there is enough positives here. I don't think the offense of the Cardinals is that great. I don't think the defense is I mean, the defense is better than the offense, but again, it's relatively speaking. And I just think the Jaguars have just been lights out this year. So, and I do know I have a lot of Cardinal fans out there. I mean, Blake Murphy, if you're listening to this, which you probably aren't, who knows? You might be like, well, we don't have a shot, but I just this is one of those games where, like, if the Cardinals do win, it would be very unlikely to happen. So again, it's the NFL. Anything can happen any given Sunday, right, guys? But I just think this is one of those particular games where I would have a lot of confidence in the Jaguars winning this game. So I would not for a second think that the Cardinals would have a shot in this game, because I just think the Jaguars are just overmatching them so much in a lot of different areas. And of course, my name is James Coburn. You can find my other work at draftcoburn.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Geometrics. And if you like this content and you want more content like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Share this video as well with anybody that you know, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.